Take your seats.
Yeah.
Oh, I have
Preferably out of the
new seats?
Just grab another chair and put your seat.
Yeah, that would work. Just because there is computers like right behind you as well, so it's all sorts of electronic stuff.
Everybody on break, find the feature table on their Facebook and Twitch and stuff and share it.
All right, dealers. Main flight, main tournament, flight C.
Or they want the cards right within your
Yep.
Put it right on top of each other, just right over that number is the best thing.
Blinds are 200, 400, 400, 200, 400,
Right
400.
at the same time, both right on top of each other. It's fine. Yep,
needs
that's
another-
fine. It'll read it. If you try to put them next to each other, you might be off a little bit and then it won't read it. So just put them right on top of each other. It only takes a couple seconds to read, but I tell people to leave it there. That way, when they're watching to see if anybody folded, if they like, let's say you put it there and then you move your cards, they might think you're folded, and then it'll mess up. the
Shuffle up a
broadcast,
deal.
They'll have to back up and stuff like that. If there's no questions, I'm going to jump in the commentator's booth.
It's big blind ante.
Over here. One question. Should I minimize that when that goes live?
It'll go away. If it doesn't go away,
It's big blind ante. So anytime you're the big blind, you have to put out two of the big blind, basically. So here he had to put out 800 total. I pulled a 400, and it's still 400. Yep. I just pulled the extra 400 out. 4 folds, 5 calls.
Okay, we're back. It is Flight C in the 701 Poker Tour charity event in Grand Forks, North Dakota. We have a brand new group of people. Some of these players have never played in a big blind ante tournament, so our wonderful dealer Heidi was explaining how the big blind ante works. Joel Smith in the 7 seat raises to 1.1 thousand chips. Josh Dahlstrom calls, Jay Johnson calls, and then Graham with the queens 3 bets to 5,000 and takes it down. Russell Johnson with 50K, 125 big blinds. Starting stack is 25K. Registration is still open for 2 more hours. Blinds are 200, 400 with a 400 big blind ante. Joel Smith now with pocket kings. Makes the same raise he made with the previous hand. Chad's going to defend his big blind with the 4-2 suited. Josh in the cutoff called with ace-5 suited. Out flops Joel. Joel folds kings face up. Any of that flop. 198 entries so far in the 3 flights.
folds, 3 folds, 4 calls, 5 folds.
We're waiting for them to break a table so they can have another person come into the commentary booth with me.
Checks.
They've got 2 events going on right now. Flight C in the main event and a side event for the players who fired 2 bullets already this weekend
4 folds.
and did not find a bag. They're playing in a turbo event.
Josh's ace rags are no good no more. Keep C betting and get there. None the wiser. Whoops, look what happened.
8 calls, 9 folds, 1 call.
This will be an interesting hand.
2 raises to 1500.
Jay Johnson in the 2 seat raises to 1500 with ace jack.
4 folds.
And Joe Basket with the ace king in the small
turbo,
blind.
244. 244.
Raises to 6200.
3 bets
7 folds. 8 folds.
to 6,200. It's going to fold around to Jay. Jay lets it go. Joe picks up a nice little pot. Adds 3,000 to his stack. There's no shortage of big hands at this table. We've got kings again. So 5 hands. We've had queen, queen, king, king, ace, king, ace, jack, king, king.
2 folds, 3 folds, 4 folds.
He's going to get some action. He's in the big blind, and he's got the queen, jack, and the queen, jack coming in with him right away.
8 raises
So not only does he have the best hand, they're sharing each other's cards. If he can get Joe Basket out of this hand with the ace, he'll be in really good shape.
folds. 1 fold.
We are in level 5, so the stacks are all right around starting stack, 25,000. We've got Joey up at 47 and Russell Johnson at 52. Everybody else is still hovering around starting stack. Mike took a hit. He's down to 13,000.
Big blind and answer, please. If I can have 400 straight.
What's up, Joel Clipping?
How's it going, buddy? Were you getting bored in here?
I was getting bored. I said, I hope somebody smarter than me comes back here to talk in a little bit.
Well,
Were you
there
in
ain't
that,
too many smarter than you, that's for sure.
Were you in that second chance tournament?
Yeah.
Nothing much?
Had
going on?
Jacks, Curtis had Kings.
Jacks and Kings against Curtis. That's a
Yeah,
good way to
played
lose chips.
Every hand, except for one.
Yeah.
And then
9 calls.
finally woke up with a hand. What do you do?
You come talk to me.
That's right.
It's perfect.
You only start out with 10K, you know. It's
Right. It's a turbo. What is it? 20-minute levels?
yeah, it's not like you.
Is it
have
a
vendor-
$100 buy-in?
9 checks.
Or,
Yep.
or okay,
100 each.
$100 buy-in.
$10 dealer fee or
Right.
add-on
Right.
something.
The optional dealer add-on.
Yeah.
Right on.
No, I think it was a $10 thing for the dealers, or 10
Okay.
bucks for the dealer.
Okay, so 90 plus 10. Okay, yeah, it goes to the charity. Charity takes 10% of the
Oh, that's
of the
really good.
action here.
How's it going here? Pretty good.
Really good. We're on hand 6 now. We've had Queen, Queen, King, King, Ace, King, 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 Ace, Jack. You know, this is the first hand where we haven't had a premium. It's 5s against Ace 4. I was just explaining that it's fairly early in the tournament. We're on level 5, so most of the table is still hovering just around starting stack of 25,000, except for Russell has 52,000, and right behind him Joe has 47,000. Everybody else is right around 27, 22. Mike lost one early and he's down at 11,000, but lots of room still. You know, blind's only 400, so
Yeah. Jay's playing. Dahlstrom.
yeah.
Some have a silky on here.
Josh,
Josh Dahlstrom. Yeah.
right next to Jay Johnson.
Yep. I know the guy in third, but I just can't remember his name.
Graham?
Graham. He's from Thief area.
Okay.
area.
When I told him they were going to be moving to the feature table, he asked, you choose it by the best looking people at the table? I said, nailed it. That's it.
Nailed it, yeah. Nobody else can get there, I guess.
Yeah.
Chatty.
There hasn't been a lot of action at this table. It's you know, the hands have been so good that there's been a couple of limp, big raise, everybody folds. You know, like
Oh.
one person has had a really big hand. This is the first time where we've had a 4-way to the flop.
Dahlstrom, he'll bet though.
Yep. Yeah. When Joel Smith had kings, Josh called with an ace and flopped an ace, and you know, Joel checked, Josh bet. You know, quick hand.
That's Joel there, ain't it?
Joel Smith in the
yeah.
7 seat, yes.
He's calling him this time with his 10.
Yeah. Doesn't believe him,
Yeah, good.
and he's right. He went check on the flop. I think Joel knows that Josh would have bet the flop if he had an ace.
Yeah, you would think so. Now he's
So-
going for a little value.
Nice. That's a good, and it might work. You know, they all check the flop. Josh might be thinking his 8 is good. I wonder if
the
that's
three
a,
hearts came.
yeah. I wonder if that's a blocker bet so that Joel doesn't have to be put to a big decision.
Probably.
Okay, he calls with the 8 and says, "Oh, you did have a 10. Never mind. I had an 8. I thought my 8 was good."
There was I mean, you could have had a little straight. You could have had hearts. You could have had anything.
Lots of stuff that the 8 doesn't beat, but
You got to call just to see.
yeah, small enough bet early in the tournament. Just call just to double check. And they played with each other, so it might have been one of them things where they're messing with each other a little bit.
Mhm.
You know, Josh didn't want to be pushed around.
Oh yeah, they play with each other a lot on the 701 tour there.
I love snapping off one of my friends with like third pair and being right.
Yeah.
I am thirsty. Would you like something?
Nah.
No, not yet. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Not much going on. Ace Queen here. Nothing really anybody to play with except for Queen 8.
Blind bet's 2200.
Mike flopped a set, turned a boat,
Seven folds.
tried to get Joel to take a stab at the pot, and it did not work.
That boat when they get it, right? Split, open boat. Tunnel vision. I've got a boat. You don't get that.
Big blind and ante, please. And then if you're on your phone, can I have you step behind the cameras next time?
To drive here. So, all right, Joel, we'll see you in the morning.
Nice seeing you.
Have a good one. Thanks for staying in.
I'm not sure.
They just broke a table, and I'm going to get Kramer in here with me shortly. So Joel gets to go home and get a good night's sleep before coming back for the
8 folded.
bounty tournament tomorrow.
9 called. 1 folded. 2 folded. Hinton. 1 call. 4 check.
Hold on. For some reason, I'm hitting the button and it's not working.
Okay.
So that don't work either. Now it froze. Totally froze. Perfect.
The audience can wait.
Yeah.
Now this comes up.
Perfect.
It says not responding.
Okay. So what did you hold?
I just came and got you.
No problem. What was the action on that hand pre-flop real quick?
Everybody called.
Everybody called?
Well, 3, 4, 7, 9.
It doesn't matter. I'm just going to say
Check down all the way.
And then
we're
it
going to
was
move the big blind. Buttons on 3.
Yes.
That sounds good. We're just going to skip that hand.
If you want, seat 7 got an extra 1,600.
That's okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
A little more than that, I think.
2,000.
I didn't do it.
Okay, not sure what happened to that last hand. The action tracker locked up on him, so we lost the action for it. But we're back in. We're back.
We lose Joel?
We did lose Joel. He heard you were coming, didn't want to be with you.
Jesus. I used to like
No,
him.
he said he's gonna grab something to eat and get a good night's sleep. What happened was the beer froze.
Oh.
So I went and
Oh.
got an Ultra. He handed to he takes off the top and hands it to me, and says, "Oh, is that frozen?" And it was like solid
Sure was.
slushy. I grabbed a straw, poked through the slush. I'm fine.
Problem solver.
Yeah, problem solver.
You should text Joel. I think they're going to start a Survivor tournament.
Mm.
No?
He's not feeling it.
Okay.
He's just like, I'm gonna take off.
Understandable. Holy moly.
Let's see here.
Chad
So
Manning. Who is
Chad
that?
flops top set from the 4 seat and checks it to
Okay.
Mike, which was a good plan because he checked twice and let Mike pick up a 9 on the river.
That's the way he's getting any chips, right?
Yeah. So Chad raises it to 1100 pre-flop. Mike calls the extra 700, checks all the way to the river. Mike improves and still gets away from it. So I think I just pay you. If you let me see it all the way until I hit, and then I guess I have to pay you now, right?
I'm paying off a little bit there.
Yeah.
We both are, incorrectly, but
Well, for sure. I've never said I was correct. I just said I'm going to do
it's
it.
just going to happen. It's just going to happen. How's it been going so far?
The hands have been ridiculously good. We're on
Yeah.
hand. We just had 10 hands, and I think 7 of them have had kings, queens, ace, king, tens.
Hey, spinning some cards.
Yeah, she's not dealing any coolers though. It's just one person getting the
Only
hand.
one at a time.
A couple of people limp. The one person raises.
9 calls.
Everybody else raises. Josh calls with ace. Reg flops an ace. You know, other than that, it's been pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it just came off the turbo that they're running out there, so I dealt a couple shifts on that. So that's rocking and rolling. I think they have 5 on the survivor list. So if anyone is out there and it's 8:30 and you're bored, they're gonna fire up a survivor here in the short term. So.
If you're in the Grand Forks area, you want to play a Survivor tournament over here, which is basically a cash game, but we call it a Survivor tournament. You play for 3 hours and then cash out.
2 hours.
2 hours and
2
then
hours.
cash out.
Limits go up one time, so they play 1-1 and then 1-2.
Okay.
Got to stay within the state
Yep,
boundaries.
make it a tournament.
Yep. Yeah, and then after the 2 hours, it's just technically it's a chip chop, I guess.
Yeah. We streamed one yesterday.
Oh, that's
Or
right.
Friday. Yeah, Friday was
Friday
yesterday.
before flight.
Yep, before the flight, just to test the stream. We had 6 or 7 guys come in here, buy into a $300 Survivor, and play for a couple hours. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, I think we're looking at 60 people coming back tomorrow. I bet somewhere in that ballpark.
I would say more.
More?
Yeah, because we had like 28 from Flight A and
17.
17 from Flight B.
So 45. I don't know. I guess the numbers are pretty strong right now for this flight. So
Registration's open. And look at this, Queens again, Ace Jack. Now here, we might have some action.
Ace Jack's got a
5 raises. to
Yep, for
2600.
sure. He's on the button. He's going to raise it, 2,200? 2,600.
600.
And then Joel with the Queens, 3-bet from the small blind?
Yeah,
Or
Joel's got a 3-bet.
he called. I like it. He's trapping.
We do that. He's usually pretty
4 folds.
strong with his strong hands.
4 full.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's see what kind of magic how he does in the flop here.
as
7
long as
checks.
there's no ace, Joel is
Ways,
happy.
but we got a G-ball.
Yeah. The deuce. All right, now you got to bet, Joel. Take control of the pot.
Yeah, you got to start getting chips in there.
When Joe didn't continue on the flop,
7
21?
bets, 2100.
Mind that, you might actually get a call just because he checks that flop. So I got 2 overs. Maybe I make one call here. Maybe I
yeah, just float one time.
should be a
5 calls.
Yeah. Well, he's got basically 7 outs, and if he doesn't hit, he's done with the hand. There's 10-6 in the pot right now. Joel can bet like 3,000 and still not get called. I think that's a reasonable bet. Oh, it just went check. That surprises me.
Yeah, I don't know what's scary about that 10. It shouldn't be much.
There's
10-9?
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's the only hand, right?
I don't know. All right, I don't know why he would have checked on the river unless he thought Joe would try to bluff at it if he let it go. I don't. I want to get 1,000 chips.
I'm gonna try to squeeze some value out of what
Yeah.
you can have ace 10 there. Gets the 10 on the river, you get paid a bet. Maybe you had a 9 in the hand that you're really going to show off those 10.
I didn't want you to come over the top and have a hard
He just said if he comes over the top, it would have had a hard time. So that's what he was thinking.
Oh, we got Josh Dahlstrom in the mix.
That's a good turn. 1 folds.
Come on here, Eric. I'm going to get you one of those selfie sticks so you can get that phone out in front of you far enough so you can
Yeah.
read the damn
2
thing.
raises to
My
11.
arms aren't long enough.
3 folds. 4
Eyes are
folds.
too bad and the
5
hands are long enough to hold
folds.
the phone far enough.
7 folds.
Some leaves over the hole, put them
8 calls.
walk out onto it.
9 folds.
I think they were all thirsty at the same time, had to go check their phones. What they are doing is now that the stream is live, they're going to run over and share it.
Yes.
I think. I mean, that's what the plan is. So
Eight
ace
checks.
10 gets out flopped by Jay with the ace 9.
2 bets 1100.
Jay's going to lead out here.
1100.
8 calls. 8 checks.
Not a lot for
2 checks.
It's he needs exactly a 10, and there's only 2 of them left in the deck. If he represents right now, just thinking, you know, you don't have any part of that,
8
represents that he has a king. 4,500 is gonna work.
4,500 to a 5.2K
Yeah.
pot.
Yeah, that works against me.
Yep. Yeah,
I mean, you raise pre-flop,
I think it works here against Jay too.
check call on the flop.
And
Wow.
once again, incorrect.
Yeah, Jay got sticky, and he was correct.
Yeah, he picks up a pot that I don't win.
Yeah, I tap the table and say nice hand, and
Take that. Where's the cocktail waitress? Let's move on.
Thank you.
Russell's wondering how that didn't work. He's like, really?
It can be a little frustrating when
I played that perfectly. You didn't think I had a king? What happened?
maybe Jay just sniffed him out. Maybe that bet was too big. Maybe it's just
Yeah, he's like, that's a bluff.
He's got nothing, or I'm either crushed or he's got nothing. So I'm gonna take a stab.
And Jay's got 29K now. That was a 9K pot, so he would be 15K if he was wrong.
It's a big swing at these levels.
Yeah,
you know,
he's
floating around that
basically
25.
doubled up by being correct there.
Josh never met an ace he doesn't like, but he's got a good one here.
4 calls.
And the big blind. I love having the big blind.
4
Let
calls.
all the action happen before it even
5
gets to you.
folds. 7 folds. 8. Raises to 1,200.
I didn't see his picture of beer this time.
9 folds.
Josh got it neutral.
1 raises to 4,000.
Bet in here.
4,000.
Must have actual.
So Russell, messing around, makes it 1,200, and Josh re-raises to 4,000.
Whoops, never mind.
I had the button and suited connectors. I thought that was good for a 3x.
An open pot. 244, 2 minutes left in love.
This thing's terrible, though. This thing's terrible to run when it's frozen like that.
Either Mike bagged some chips up, but he ended with
Oh,
215.
yeah, he was a
210.
chip leader.
Very nice. Yeah, he seemed pretty excited. I was talking to him.
It's almost like it thinks it's a Friday or
Flight B chip leader, that was good. He ran pretty good at the final table. Made some correct calls, and
Picked up some big hands.
yeah,
I think what we figure, he came to that table with 100, and I think he got out for like 215.
yeah,
so
something like that.
it wasn't a big double up. It was just chunking away.
3 folds.
Here's a lot of nothing that we
Yeah,
normally
he's taking
see.
a break on the big hands. These sevens the class of the crop here.
7 raises 1,200. 8 and 9 fold. 1 fold.
Jay elects to defend his big blind with
2
the
calls.
suited 6-10. Joel could not have asked for a better flop.
7 checks.
It's not.
Nut flush draw, top pair.
He got too much of it. He didn't leave any left over for Jay.
Ooh, now Jay's got the diamonds. He checked enough that Jay will call a bet now.
What is lead?
Yeah, oh Jay might Jay's first. He's gonna just lead out.
2 bets 1,200.
Took some equity.
1,200. How ugly is this? If it goes running diamonds and Jay can't get away from it, and Jay picks up a pot because Joel can't get away from his hand.
Yeah.
7
Three
raises
bet?
to 31.
Or raise, I guess. Not 3-bet.
Raised the 3.1.
3,100. Less than 2,000 to call with 7 in the pot. I call if I'm Jay, like spike a diamond.
I'm getting the right
Yeah,
pot.
he's only got 5 outs. He doesn't know that 4 of them have been folded, so he will make the call.
2 calls.
I'm calling there.
Yep.
Diamond. Oh, it does. Joel
You're
gets
so
punished.
dirty, Eric. At least it wasn't the
And then he
7.
checks it, and Joel is savvy enough to check back. And I want to see the camera
Alright,
on
main
Joel watch
tournament
him
flight
just shake his
C.
head.
So-
Lines up, next hand, 300,
Jay
600,
leads the
600.
Yes.
300, 600,
Well, it goes check on the flop.
600.
Yeah. and
So then he's just going to take it away and represent. Actually, he's representing the hand that Joel has with, I've got the ace.
Yep.
And when Joel raises, he's like, well, I'm not gonna back down now because I already put chips in the pot. So, you know, the story makes sense.
Yeah, so Tyler, we had him on the last session. He's at the playing the turbo out there. So he's getting ready and fired up to play some Survivor after that. We talked a little bit outside. We were talking about the last hand where he just got his chips in.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, well, it's worth $96. He goes, yeah. He goes, I don't know. It's kind of close. I think it's really close. I don't think there's a wrong decision there.
I liked it.
Getting it in, you'd have about 10 or 15,000 more than his bigger stack
Right.
was, so it wasn't a huge increase, but definitely 7.5 blinds if he gets that through and picks it up. So
Yep.
unfortunately, wasn't to be, and ends up was it $96, short $96.
4
Yep.
calls.
Hurt his feelings too bad.
No,
9.
and that's what he says. You know, I don't care. I'd rather make the move, and if I double up, I'm even better.
Yep.
3 players.
It's a gamble. He was willing to make it. Trey 4-7 helps Chad.
Chad picking up a pair.
Mike's got 2 overs and the
8-6
gut
for
shot.
4 bets 2,600.
Josh just hanging out with a couple.
Mike in the 9 seat with a gut shot. I don't. Yeah, he doesn't want to play with that hand.
King would be a dirty turn.
Would have been, but Josh will never see it.
Should never know. 366.
What's that say? 203 entries total. We had 90, 50, and 203 total now.
40, so 60, 63 right now. It's not bad. I think, given last weekend and this weekend, the demand for poker is pretty strong right now. I think people were pent up for too long, and I think some of us, we jumped on, and there's some online groups playing some tournaments here and there. It's just not quite the same, but they kind of, at least they kept them interested. And once live poker picks up, and come out and see some faces again.
Chad with the 7s.
5 folds. 7
I like
folds.
the Graham small blind with the Jack 9 suited.
We saw that last
fan
session.
favorite.
The old Jack 9.
Folds around to Jay
Jay's
on
like
the
a
button with an ace.
Ace mid-card magnet. He keeps picking them up.
Yep, he's going to make a 1,600. Graham's calling that. With 7s, I think I just flat now. I don't want a 3-bet with 7s out of position.
Got 3 people in the pot. You're getting the right,
Yeah.
right odds.
4 calls.
Hit your 7 and maybe you can win a big pot.
I think Graham wins this pot somehow.
Yeah?
3
Maybe by flopping middle pair
Maybe by flopping with the best hand.
with a gut shot.
With a good shot.
4 checks.
Yeah. Chad wanted to bet, but he's like, never mind.
Yeah.
I've got 4th pair with 3 cards on the board. I think Graham's winning this
Jesus.
hand.
I think you sniffed that one
Yeah.
out.
We like the Jack
If he
9.
didn't like the first 9, he's going to really like the second
Yeah.
one. I mean,
4 bets 3,200.
easy game.
3-bet or just call? There's 2 diamonds out there. I just call.
Yeah, I just call. You can't
3 calls.
always assume they have
Yep,
a flush
he
draw.
called.
Sometimes you got to give them a
And the 5 is nothing, so Graham's got
3
the,
bets 5,000.
throws out 5K into an 11K pot, little less than half the
Chad's
pot.
like, yep.
Chad's like, never mind,
Yeah,
never mind.
Not sure I should have paid
You got
on the
more
turn.
than you
Yeah.
got 3,000 more than you should have from me.
Yeah, everyone's showing. Everybody's showing.
They're friendly.
Super friendly. Not a lot of mystery left.
And that is turn 11.
Round 6, blinds are up.
Like you said, I think I make him go through the work and find that live stream and
Yeah,
go find
yeah.
that hand.
Speaking of Tyler, he was going through the live stream, picking out hands, cropping them, sharing them on Facebook. How does this hand look? What do you think about this play? What should I have done here?
We had to start the tournament with a red-black with Tyler and one of the Cadillac boys for $20. So that's all. Before we even dealt the first hand of the tournament, we got to get some gambling.
Let's go.
7 folds.
And he won it, so then we had to fire up
8, 9
Snapchat, let the Snapchat world know.
1
Social
raises to
media ninja.
1,600.
There we go.
Ace Jack and the hijack.
2 folds, 3 folds.
Chad's going to come along with the Ace 10. Do you know Chad at all?
I don't.
I don't know him. He was confused about how the big blind ante works.
Okay, it is
So
a
that
one-
tells me he's fairly new to tournament poker.
Yep.
Because we've been doing big blind ante for several years. But it doesn't matter how new you are. Anybody can play top two.
Yeah. And
And this is going to hurt Josh because he flopped the ace. You know, and you're not going to put the new guy, quote unquote new guy. Maybe he's not new. Maybe he's a pro I've never heard of. But
yeah.
he's going to give Josh some chips.
Yeah, if you hadn't said anything, I wouldn't have pointed him out as. I mean, he seems to handle himself.
He,
You know.
and the only reason I say that is because he didn't know what the big blind ante was.
Yeah. Just other than that, I don't think you'd pick it out if you hadn't known.
So maybe he.
Hold on.
Wait, yeah. They just went, hold on, I folded the wrong guy. Let me back up the action here. There we go. So,
Is 8-4 still in the hand?
no, he
It's like they found a way to get in there.
One raises to 3,500. 4
see, there we go. There we go.
raises to 85.
Yeah, Josh
There
always
we
calls
go.
her already. He always stays in the pots, no matter what he decides he wants to put in the raise here.
There's the action now. There it's all in. And like we said,
To 4 calls.
I thought that would be.
yep. All right, he's got exactly one out in the deck. It's the Jack of Hearts because the other two jacks have been folded.
Given
Now
the
see
reaction,
how
it's not-
it's off the board a little bit,
Oh, just
so it's
a-
not reading.
Just not quite.
Yeah, it needs to be inside that antenna.
Just I count it down here and see if Josh has anything left over to work with.
Yep.
I'm gonna go help
You want to put that 3 in the box? Put that 3 in the box a little better?
57.
Yeah, fine, popped up.
Yeah, she was off just a little bit. Yeah, as soon as I walked out there, they told Heidi to put the card on the square, and it popped right up.
I think, yep, Josh is going to be left here with, let's see, 14 big blinds.
8,700 chips.
We're at 2-4.
Yeah, we're fine. 3-6 now. Blinds just went up.
All right, so a little bit of urgency, but
Blinds went up 8 minutes ago. Let's just check out these stack size now. Russell,
okay.
way up top. Where? That was Graham, right? So 3,200 or 32,000 rather. Okay.
Queen deuces. Speak about fours. Fours is the big letter for now.
9 calls. 1 folds. 2 folds. 3 folds. 4 folds. 5 calls. 7 checks.
Go ahead and just call out the small blind here.
5 checks. 7 checks. 9 bets 1,200. 5 checks or folds. 7 folds.
Better boards for fours. 3-8-3. Here we go. Ace queen, ace jack, pocket tens,
King Jack.
9 calls.
king jack.
Lots of
1
action.
goes all in.
Lots of hands now.
Yeah, we should see some chips get
One
out here.
Ace Queen just gonna go all
Paulson
in.
just ripping it.
He's gonna be called by Graham
At least
after he just gave him all those chips. Maybe he's gonna get some back.
Chad's calling. I think Chad's
Chad's calling
for
for sure.
And yeah, Dahlstrom might have a decent run at a triple up. Obviously, one of his aces is gone and one of his queens are gone. But
I think Graham finds a fold.
Three
Yep.
folds.
Chad's calling.
4 goes
I'm
all
calling.
in.
yeah,
5 folds.
Or he re-raised. He
he
isolated.
went all in. Okay.
All right, that's good. I don't hate that. He's gonna
No, you're not trying
clear the field.
you're
He's
not
gonna
trying
go
to
heads up
dodge
with Josh.
6 overs of some
Yep.
sort or something, you know.
He doesn't want somebody with.
8 folded.
Huh?
8.
Folded. 9 folded. P-A-R-Y-F.
There we go. Ace queen at risk.
Chad's gonna pick up the rest of his chips if his tens hold. They're
Ooh, it's on 10.
10.
Was. I thought I saw it sneak out.
Boom. Jack.
Oh,
Oh,
we're back. We got options.
doesn't get the king that he needed.
Turned up.
Corey John
Some
Hunter.
outs. No out of hearts.
All right, she pulled that river card off too fast.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Waiting for River.
Not a king.
Huh?
Waiting for River.
It was a 7. A 7 of something.
It's okay. I picked it up for you.
No, it was a 7 of hearts was the river.
Doesn't matter. We're done.
We're done. Lost one.
It's like you never left.
Josh Dahlstrom to the rails.
Oh, I took all the chips.
Who's this in the 10th seat? Do you know her?
I do not know her. I know she did bust. I know she busted from this table actually earlier. No, not this table. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't actually look familiar to me. Maybe
10 folds.
it's good to see a couple. There's 2 or 3 people that I don't recognize by their face at the table, so that's a good sign that there's some different players kind of.
Turn is under the gun. Button is where?
Button is on 7.
Love to have the regulars, but it's always nice to have some
it's
fresh blood come
like to
through.
have some new people, yeah. So they just added her while he was typing in the name and chip count. Heidi went ahead and dealt the hand, so he's trying to catch
so
up now to see what.
he's scrambling.
Yeah, he's like, hold on. We got a player in. I had to do some work.
Big
Just
blind
put
is on seat 9.
John's stress level through the roof for about the next 45 seconds.
Yep. He's like, just give me a second.
She's gonna get your stuff together, John.
Yeah.
There we go.
10
Ace
folds.
Jack 10.
2 raises to
Similar
21.
was Ace Queen.
Folds around to seat 8. 8 and 9 call.
Just wait. We're on seat 4. Wait. Let him catch up. Fold. Nope, not yet. Fold. Call.
So we get a raise out of the 10s.
8
Yep.
check, 9
The
check.
10s calls.
2 raises to 32.
Just calls.
Wait, we need the flop.
Flop and get Queen 9 out.
8
Yeah,
calls.
she.
9 folds.
No, we don't have. There it is. All right, now wait. Slow down. Tell her to slow down.
8 what?
One gear. Heidi's just.
8
Yeah.
calls.
You can't keep up.
Call.
Get
Yeah,
on here.
he's.
9 folds.
All right, side tournament turbo, nightly turbo. You guys are on break. Finish the hand you're on. Go on break. 10 minutes.
8 checks. 6 of diamonds.
See, he didn't have Jay acting.
It's still on
So,
Jay for some
yeah.
reason, for first half. Or second half.
Tyler making another video for the social media gang.
4 diamonds.
Huh?
We need a new hand. This one's over.
Yep.
We're done with this.
Yeah. He's going. What's going on? I need to finish his hand, and I don't know how.
Yeah, it's kind
Tell
of
me
a
what's
purge
going on.
rails. Let's just get this.
What's the
All we
bet on
have to
that?
do is.
Let's start anew.
No pressure.
8 checked. 2 bet 8,000. 2 bet 8,000.
And 8 folds.
8 full.
Okay. Now we're back. Yeah, the adding the player
Sets you back just enough.
messed him up because then he was trying to catch up and he never, it was just too hard to catch up for him.
Yeah, you're new doing it. You finally get into a rhythm.
Yeah.
Hand after hand,
He's like,
and
I'm
all of a
going,
sudden,
oh, we throw somebody in here, and
If anybody's
they
in
put
the
it right
room
into the
that
big
wants to play
blind, and so
Survivor,
he's like messing
head
around.
on
He
over
has
to
to
the
move
front
the
of the room by
blinds
the
around.
projector.
And,
where the case is. That's
Yeah,
where
you
we're
really don't want to
running
affect
them.
the play too
I don't
much.
see anybody.
Exactly. I'm not gonna.
A couple seconds here and there, but you don't want to affect it too much. Grant with
Two
9-9. Mike with ace queen. Ace king from
Three
Joel.
calls.
Joel, ace king,
Four
Mike,
folds,
ace queen.
5 folds. 6 raises to 17. Sorry, 7 raises
Mike
to
with
17.
7.5k. So yeah, he's looking to get some chips in
8
somewhere.
folds.
Yeah.
Interesting. So Joel's gonna.
9 goes all in.
Oh, and we get the raise from 7-4. 7-4 is gonna start the action out.
Now you know what?
Do we?
It didn't. Joel folded the 5. Seat folded.
Okay.
Joel raised to 1-7, so he's gonna go back.
So five,
You know.
called.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
5 folded.
There's too many big hands out there for
Yep.
7-4
Yeah.
to get involved and really set it off. So okay, now we're around to Joel.
See, she's going at the speed of the table, and he's trying to catch up. And I've said this multiple times throughout the weekend. His job is very hard.
It is.
Heidi is phenomenal at it and makes it look easy.
Up to 10.
Like I
So
said,
he's trying to learn it.
we dealt that Black Friday tournament. She says, "Do you want to switch and run this?" I said,
No, no, I don't. That's the last thing I want.
Insane? I was watching you try to do it. I don't want no part of that.
Yeah,
I know how to shuffle.
yeah. I can pitch cards and push pots. I don't
I
want to
thought,
touch
Mike,
that.
I thought Mike might get it all in there facing
Yes.
the raise, and he
Yep.
does.
7 calls.
Oh, yeah, pocket
Word are
10s folded. Was it in the 2 seat? Was it Jay who said, I folded 2 10s?
It's just not registering anything.
Joel or the 2 seat.
It's because I showed up.
No.
Oh, here, see,
I don't know
you
what
see
the
how
hell's
quick
going
she
on.
is? And she shoves them all off the cards so they're not on the antenna. You know, she was so quick at doing it, and she did it all before he was done with the action and pushed them off the cards.
So seat
Yeah.
1,
Hey, you're killing me.
seat 9 should all be deleted. Okay, because it's super late back here. Okay.
So 9 is gone.
That is done.
Result is ace king held.
Ace King held. It looks like, now if the board was correct, a queen came out on the flop and a king came out on the turn. I don't know if that's correct or not. You know, because it could have just been random cards that were red, all 5 at the same time or whatever. Maybe the king came out on the flop and it was anticlimactic for the ace queen.
Battle the 8s here. 9-8, 8-6, 10-8.
7 raises to 17.
So we are 2 down now. We lost the 1 seat and the 9 seat.
8 calls.
So we'll get some new players in, which
17.
will slow down the action while he tries to add that quickly.
Yeah, tell Corey to bring them one at a time.
Because they're like, well, we'll just sit them out. Well, I can't sit them out because I have to I have to stop the action to
2 checks.
enter them in the computer.
7 checks.
Yeah, so just fill that pot here. with Jay
8,
Pippen on
that's
top here.
42. Two raises to 10,000.
So Russell takes a shot at it from the cutoff, and Jay check raises, and it's going to work. So he got an extra 4,000 out of the deal.
Just hating life at this point. So that's not the best timing for me. Don't hate the play. Timing just not right.
8 folded.
7.
Was never in. Or, yeah, 7 folded. 8 folded.
7 either one.
6-6, 10 minutes left. Turbo, we played the seldom seen blinds of 1-1, 1-2, 1-3.
Okay.
2-4.
10K starting stack.
10K starting stack, yeah. So I was giving Steve a hard time about it. It makes sense. It's add a little play for him.
Yeah, if you're going to take away their chips, you have to give them a better structure to make it worth playing. 20-minute levels? Yeah.
4 folds.
The masses were a little upset because someone were under the impression that they were going to come in and fire a couple bullets at it.
Right. Why did they make that a freeze out?
From what I understand, it was a freeze out, and then it was incorrectly told that it wasn't a freeze out. So I think originally it was a freeze out for 100.
Well, yeah,
So then
13.
I guess they didn't want to change it once they had advertised.
Well, okay.
Only takes one person to drive 20 minutes and be like, well, I came for a freeze out, I didn't come for rebuy. So
Yeah.
6-1, right?
Yeah.
But there was some sad Tyler and a few other
Yeah, they want
looking
they
for
were
some
ready
action.
To fire two or
they
three
wanted
bullets
to fire
because
some. They want to fire
you
some.
know, they want to run up a stack. I get it. The purist in me likes a freeze out, but
The lower limits are fun with the rebuys. Get your,
and that's a saying lower limit. That's a matter of perspective.
It is. That's true.
$100. Some people are saving for it. And if Tyler comes in there and fires 3 times, he's like,
So you're just starting to play a little bit more poker, and you want to get into the live scene, and you're like, well, you know what? Finally, a price point at 100 that I can play. You don't want to walk in knowing that you thought it was a freeze out, and then you got myself and Tyler 4 beers deep just firing bullets. Yeah,
calling with gut shots, just
yeah,
goofing around.
Because we think
you're
we're
trying to
having
play
fun.
poker.
In reality, there's a new player there that's playing for the first or second time. They're just trying
Nightly
to
Turbo, you can make your way back to your seats. Apparently sitting in the wrong spot.
Wow, Joe gets all of it.
4 check.
Unfortunately,
He didn't leave anything for anyone
nobody
else.
has anything else.
3 check.
They're just waiting to fold.
4 bet 16.
Chad's gonna stab at it. You checked me twice. I'm betting. So
Certainly doesn't scream new player to me.
yeah.
5 calls.
It's a nice little move. Obviously not.
3
And he
folds.
can't even see he got the jack on the turn. When did you start liking your hand?
Yeah.
4 checks.
He's not going to get anything
5 bets
because
21.
Queen High is going to posture for a little bit.
Wait.
Let me see.
Well's
I do
dry.
have nothing. So
Oh man, I can't believe I'm laying this
4
down to you.
folds.
Oh, here you go. Show.
nice hand.
Everyone wants to show. Everyone wants credit. Everyone wants some street credit.
Wasn't the greatest thing.
And still caught aces, but you know. Big blind and so far.
We're off and running. Let me get the big blind Annie sorted out. There we go. These king
7
pops.
folds.
Ace 9 the big blind, and then Ace King might make a razor. Ace 9 might find a call out of the big. Suited ace. Unless Russell charges him too much. Too bad.
3
7
folds.
is not bad.
4 folds.
Ace 9 suit in the big blind.
5
I
calls.
think I find a call.
Yeah, he wants to see a flop.
Are we at 4-8 already?
I thought it said 3-6, but I thought we had like 20 minutes left in 3-6.
Yeah, we are at 3-6. Okay.
5 checks. 8
Yeah, the trick
checks.
here is, if you're gonna make that call, you just can't get sucked in too hard on the board that comes ace high.
9
You have
of
to realize
clubs.
you're not playing a kicker. I mean, you were trying to flop a flush. It happens you caught an ace. You gotta proceed with a little bit
9
of
of
caution.
spades. Jack of clubs. 3 of
In
diamonds.
either of those scenarios, it's just a big win.
Just a second.
Flop was check, check.
All right, Turbo.
This is weird because
Shuffle of a deal.
check. Whoops.
Way down turn.
Huh?
Waiting on turn.
6 is a 6 of hearts. Turn is 6
There
of
it
hearts.
is.
There's a 9.
Show it now.
5,
We're
bet
good.
26.
So what happened?
8 called.
She was too fast again. The 6 of hearts is actually the turn card,
Okay.
but since she was so quick, because it would check on the flop,
End up somehow.
that it
reading
read the
other one.
wrong card.
5 bet 7,000.
It's a combination of Heidi being too fast and him not being fast enough.
Just enough difference. Flips it around. Joe found a way to win this pot.
Turn to 9. Well, he actually flopped it.
True.
Yep.
Also gonna make a call.
Eight
He'll
calls.
call.
He does call.
9s and 6s.
Shows him the 9.
Yeah, unless I have some information about the player, I'm just letting these keep going there. Maybe they have some history. Maybe the other one knows he's capable. Right.
If you buy
Making him.
Chad Manning.
Buttons on.
I think it's $4 per 1,000.
More of a product of some big hands.
No, I don't think so.
So if you've got 100,000, you get $400.
I think it's a good way to
Tens. Tens are hot.
10s are very high. And we've had, this is hand 27, I think we've had 10s, 23 of them.
Just keep popping up.
2 fold. 3 and 4 fold.
Joe, can you put him back out of the box, please?
Five deuce.
Yeah, you.
Oh, we lost him again too. Okay. John's done.
What does he have?
Seat 5, bet 19.
Tell you for different reasons.
They went forward, it was like Joe calls. So it was like, oh, what should I have called?
Did you get it? What was it?
Um,
7 calls. 5 bets 19.
I got
7
that part.
calls.
I got that part.
How's your mystery hand skills?
oh wow, he loses this hand.
Never mind.
Check.
Whatever Joel has, he's going to lose this hand.
Yeah.
Check again.
And Joe's just going to check and hope you get something. Take a stab at it, do something.
I can't check fast enough.
5 bets 1,200.
Oh my god, Joe.
Pretty solid.
I think you're showing some of that BS that you flopped.
7 what?
Huh?
7 what? Those never said nothing.
7 folded.
Right, Heidi, give him an extra shuffle so John can get.
Yeah, see, Heidi is not telling him the action.
They
So,
He's trying to absorb.
where, and she should actually know better, but she sees it happening and goes, okay, we're done with the hand, let's go to the next one, and he's going, so what happened? Oh yeah, he checked, you didn't see that?
Yeah, check.
So she really should know better. So she's, as good as she is on the action tracker, she needs to work on her communication skills, telling him what's going on.
Well, I mean, they
So-
live together, so they probably don't
Yeah,
communicate.
They don't communicate at all, just because they live together. They should be doing the ESP.
Yep.
2, 3,
What do we got
4.
cooking? Threes. Oh, threes just open folded. Okay.
4 bets 23. 5 fold, 7 fold, 8 fold.
That's just it. When you hit a big hand like that.
Nobody told Taryn she can't have her communication device at the table.
Uh-oh. It's good eye. Spotted that through the green.
It was the problem.
Lines up 400, 800,
One guy
800
had
in
to
the main
block.
tournament.
Nothing to do with
400,
this. I just
800,
ignored him. I told him I
800.
was streaming. I couldn't talk to
Lines
him,
up.
and he keeps sending me texts. So I just had to finally block him. Like, dude, I'm busy.
Pocket Kings. Taryn finally picked up a hand.
2 folds, 3 folds, 4 folds.
Oh, and Russell picks up jacks.
That might have been why she was on the phone. She was checking.
She was dialing up some jacks.
Yeah, she was
pocket
going, hey, I
jacks,
need some
pocket
kings here. What's happening, Corey?
8 raises to 22.
Get I told you T-A-H-M-S.
10 folds.
Okay. I can fix that.
Oh yeah, we have the ability. The great and wonderful Wizard of Oz from behind the curtain.
Behind the curtain. Well, she's going to pick up a big pot right here. Kings against jacks.
7
Yeah,
folds.
she's new to the table, so hasn't played a hand. Do you know her at all? Or where she's from? Or anything?
She's played about 4 or 5 turns.
Okay.
The ace might slow everybody down. What could have been a huge hand just got stunted.
8, that's
Maybe the ace
3,500.
and slow going down. Maybe 6-5 gets a shot at a G-ball for free.
Yeah, Russell might just blow her off the kings.
I don't like so. She gets in. Well, no, she got the head shake.
She's like, yeah, I got 2 kings, but the ace is out there, and you bet, yep.
7 folds.
All right. All right, tell me how to spell that. T-A-R-Y-N?
Yep, that's good.
R-Y-N T-A-D-A-H-M-S. Got it. Got it. And we're good now.
800.
Figured if anyone knew her, it'd be Corey. Corey's got the Rolodex. He's got a good memory for faces and names. So if there's anyone who I don't know, but maybe we should go to Corey because he's like, oh yeah.
He's been in the business for 20 years.
Well, he played that tournament 7 years ago at the Win. Like, what, Corey? Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't you remember you got 3rd?
Yeah.
Got aces cracked against Jack 4.
4 folds.
Yeah. Nope. Sure don't, Corey. Sure don't.
5 raises to 1,700.
That's why I was like, oh, he's got an ace and he's selling that he's after me. And like,
8
It's in the
folds.
raise. These 3 gets out of the way. Taryn still shaking off the effects of the.
I think they were talking about what just happened where she's like, well, the ace came out and I had to fold. And Russell's going, really? Interesting. Yes, good fold.
Yeah, you know, I always have the ace
2
there, right?
folds. Two checks.
Jay calls pre-flop and hits a gutter.
5s. That's
He's got 2 live cards, 2 overcards to the 7, so any queen or 10, and then the jack for the gutter gives him 9 outs.
2 folds.
Not enough, he says.
He shows a 10 and folds. I don't know what the psychology was behind that. Oh, I had a 10.
Everyone's been showing. He just wanted to fit in. It just didn't,
Yeah,
didn't
let me
happen
just
to-
show you a 10 here.
It's a 10. Of course I had a 10.
Why wouldn't I have a 10? If a 10 came out, you were in trouble.
Oof, man. At least 1 pair if that 10 came out.
Well, hello.
I'm talking in the background. He's in the also in the Survivor.
Now he calls me. I blocked his text, so he called.
I was down.
I can't talk, Jason. I'm busy. I'm working, buddy.
4
At least
folds.
jump on the stream and
5
watch.
folds. 7 folds. 8 folds. 10 calls.
She with us. Seems to always have Queen 10 or something that. Well, maybe he'll show us the 10 again.
2 raises to 3,400. 3 folds.
So Eric, no live chat feature. Is that functionality just not there, or is that on purpose?
10 folds.
It's there, but it's a matter of you have to, like, if I want to be, we can chat with them on Facebook or Twitter, stuff like that. But the problem is we're watching it live. They're watching it 15 minutes from now. So it's not a live chat. They can talk about a hand
I went too far.
that happened 15 minutes ago. And
So then we're trying to figure out what they're talking about, and everyone's on a different
right.
time frame.
Now there are different ways you can set up your
So
system.
pre-flop was all.
But that involves streaming it and then coming in here, watching the delay,
Stream in that
and then
way.
re-streaming it. So you're actually streaming twice. And I've done that before. It's just a lot more complicated. And then if there's a problem, I can't fix it right now. I have to go, oh, 15 minutes ago you had a problem, so now I have to go fix it 15 minutes ago. And it just works out better to watch it and stream it live and not have the chat.
So it's interesting because have you watched any of the streamers on Twitch, poker streamers on Twitch? So a lot of them are working on a delay, but they just let it go, and they're trying to, and they do a pretty good job of interacting with the chat and somehow in their head keeping it straight that what they're saying happened 15 minutes ago, and you can tell it takes some practice.
Now, are they streaming? Are they commentating live and then streaming it? Because a lot of them are.
I don't think so. I think
A lot of them are streaming and then commentating on the delay.
No, I think they are. All right, let me get my head around this for a second. I think they're streaming on a delay.
Now, are you talking about online poker, or
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Now, and
Like
there,
Lex Veldhouse.
and I haven't watched those, but they don't have to have a 15-minute delay like we do. They might have a 5-minute delay, which is, a couple hands ago this happened.
Because there's no online hand that's going to take another time. Yeah, if you find some, I know you're busy, but if you find some free time, just Twitch.tv, and some of the more popular ones, they'll pop up to the top. It's kind of interesting to get a perspective. Obviously, it's not the same as this, but
10 folds. 2 folds. 3 calls. 4 checks. 3 checks.
7 up flops, ace 5. Ace 5 still has a gutter ball though.
4 bets 800.
Scott's in the lead with the
3
Hero King
folds.
the 7 kicker, and Rams in only a down.
Thank you.
488. 21 and a half minutes left in left.
Seven folds, 8 folds, 10 folds, 2 folds, 3 folds, 4 calls, 5 checks, 4 checks, 5 bets 2,200. 4 calls.
Joe flops the gut shot, hits the straight, but it's no good because Chad has the bigger straight. And this is going to be fireworks. There's a club flush draw out there, so Chad's going to raise it. Double checks. Yes, I have the nuts. Joe, I'm not surprised if this is a 100K pot and Joe goes broke right now. Joel actually, he has them on chips, so he's, all in call, snap, snap.
You're right.
Wow, it happened quick. Which
I'm not sure I get them all in there. But
No clubs. Clubs don't matter. He said no clubs. Look. See, no. I'm not trying to take anything away from Chad, but this is. I do think he's new to live poker for sure, to tournament poker for sure. Probably plays home games.
which is perfect. It's good to see him out.
Yeah. Shoving 50K into a 5K pot with the nuts.
Yeah.
It just so happened that Joe had a hand he couldn't fold.
Yeah. Otherwise, if someone has a marginal made hand,
Yeah.
he can get paid on a couple bets.
Yeah,
there, but
he could have
he's not
min
getting paid in that
raised,
shove.
stuff like that. Just open shoving 50K blows you off a pair of trips or something like
Lot
that.
of
He happened to
hands.
have a straight also, so he gets paid there.
There's a lot of hands there you can beat.
But yeah, I hope Joe does, or excuse me, I hope Chad does great. I love that he's new. I love that he came up that he played. Happy to see him.
Yeah, absolutely. This could be a really interesting time in a tournament when you have 100,000 in chips, and the next guy has 40, and then you got these 20 stacks. It's like, man, you can really chip up, and you can also just really erode.
Yes, because you're thinking, oh, it's only 20,000. It's 4 chips. It's 4 great chips. I'm just gonna call here.
to pick it up.
Yeah.
So
Three calls.
you have to be careful. You have a whole bunch of chips, but it can be a real swingy if you start getting some all ins. That maybe you're calling a
Ace
little
King
later.
against the 2 8s.
Jay raises a 2-2.
Jay and Graham battling
Graham
again.
just says call. Put an 8 out
Wow.
there for me. Ooh, not an 8, but there's some.
Jay flops a gut shot straight flush draw.
3 checks.
There's 3 overs to the 8s. The trade doesn't help at all.
And you
2
go from
checks.
feeling
3
great on the
checks.
flop to like, oh, another one
Check,
card away
check.
from having
Graham's
it.
just hoping to get to showdown, and he actually wins.
2 checks.
There's no reason to bet here. Just wrap the, check behind, show the 8s, and you win. Wow, they could have got some chips in on the
Find a
flop.
bet there somewhere with Jay's hand
I'm betting with Jay's hand on the flop.
on the flop, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You have a ton of outs.
Yeah.
And you even if
You,
you got some fold equity. you
yeah,
can pick
for
up.
sure. I'm probably betting the flop, and if that doesn't get through, also the turn. I think the turn bet gets him off of his 8s.
Yep. And then once you get called on the, if you get called on the turn, you're probably shutting it down unless you want to fire that third bullet,
Yep.
which sometimes you have to fire 3 times. But
I'm gonna go yell at Taryn with my meanest voice.
Oh, that's so mean.
Seat 10 raises to 3,000. 2 folds, 3 folds, 4 folds, 5 folds, 6 folds. 7 folds.
8 folds, 10 wins. Is that like what we're gonna hear for once? Like.
Discussion, you can't have your phone at the table. Okay. So if you want to use your phone, you have to step away.
Thank you.
No problem.
No, it's okay. Yeah, I knew you kind of texted like on the chair for me. So
Big blind and ante, please.
I was mean.
Were you? Well, I'm beginning to wonder if she doesn't have a direct line into somebody because
what'd she
the one
have?
time she gets off her phone and what she
King,
has
king?
aces there, and then this time she has ace king on.
Okay. Yeah, she had kings and then folded when the ace
Yeah,
hit.
king. That's what it's kings and then ace king this time. So she's
So I don't know who she's
got some powers up above that.
Yeah. I want that number.
Maybe you should have been nicer about
Oh
it.
man. Joel's got 2 10s on the button. It's gonna look fishy when he raises.
5
So
folds.
he'll do it enough times with other hands on the button that should get some
7
action.
bets
He's got
raises
queen 10 dominated.
2,200.
I don't think she's
8
called
folds.
anything. And I'm wrong.
And we're both.
10 calls.
That's why we're in the corner.
I- to fire at this one.
Well, she's the only other girl. 8. Well,
Ace hits,
10 checks.
check. Joel can continue.
It's the checks.
It's going to be check, bet, fold.
7, bets 26.
Picked up a new player.
10 folds.
Let's see who it was. Oh, it's
Joel's white
yeah.
on his direct left.
Yes.
Alrighty then. This will be interesting. Let's see how. Oh, she actually shouldn't be sitting there in the wrong spot.
Okay.
I'm gonna figure it out.
Because
I've already got in trouble, so like
she. Alright, I'm not going to say anything. She should be in the 1 seat.
One, please. Nikki, you'll be out 1.
She should be in the big blind right now.
Yep. No drinks, no phones, and yep. Just like
Unless they're also bringing somebody in the 1 seat, like they're balancing tables and they're bringing 2
Go
people
full, and
in.
yeah, someone does get the advantage. Should not be the same.
Yeah, she's sitting out this hand. Let's see if
I did.
let's see that. And
3 folds, 4 folds,
yeah, her name is
5
Space,
calls,
N-I-K-K. So
7 folds,
well, that's centered.
oh, that's all one. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
8 calls,
I'm gonna leave that up there just to make sure that they get the button in the blinds in the right order.
2 checks,
Very happy to check his big blind with 10 deuce.
I assume they're married. Maybe they're just partners.
God, I feel like I asked him this
Because she doesn't have a Smith as a last
She
name.
does not. I think they might be married, or they've been together for
Right,
a
forever.
while. Yeah, yeah.
Since I've known him.
Yep, yep.
I knew it.
So not officially married. They're probably
10 checks,
at this point.
2 bets 1,000,
Jay's still very excited.
One?
Check his 10
1,000,
deuce. Don't pair though.
5 calls, 8 folds,
I didn't get the invite.
10
We should
calls,
just air their dirty laundry on on the stream for everyone to hear.
How else are we gonna figure out?
Make
if
an
it was
honest
straight?
woman of her, Joel.
Yeah, Jesus, Joe. You need to borrow some money for a ring? What's the problem here, buddy?
So, and he got it correct. Now Taryn is the button. It's going to skip over Nikki. He just,
And then he's gone. She lost it just like that.
yeah, I'm actually not sure what just happened, why her name is gone.
They moved him to 1 seat.
And they can't now. I was actually thinking that, but that would still be the between the button and the small blind.
Yeah, we're still oh, she's back.
Okay. Oh, you know why? Because it's Nikki Smith.
I'm gonna go with I bet you they're married now.
Yeah, they are married. They, yes, let's,
Must be recent. She's still used to giving him the other name.
right? Or, yeah, either that. Let me throw the seats in there. So there's Nikki Smith in the 9 seat with 30K. Yeah, and what happened was it was originally,
5 folds,
let me get rid of that now. There we go. Yeah, it was originally her maiden name, and then he had to delete it to put her married name in.
7
And
raises
she's got,
22,
oh, look at this. Joel and Nikki with Queen Jack and Queen Jack. I wanted her to call, but
Joel got to the pot first. So.
yeah,
2 folds,
I wanted to see how they would play with the same hand.
Right, right. Nikki makes the
3
correct decision
calls,
there. Goes away. Although Graham comes along with King 6.
Wait.
Alright, get back. Big blind, so he's getting himself a discount, of course.
3 checks, 7 checks.
And off.
Flops the king. Joel has the gut shot.
Yeah, he's
Needs
done.
a 10. There's
Decided
3
not to
bets,
represent the
2,000.
ace. Or the king.
he's gonna get away from it now.
7 folds,
I think Graham is sticky enough that he calls a continuation bet with second pair,
Yeah.
and then the ace comes out, and it's less likely you have an ace, and now you've just lost money.
I've lost some big pots with that same logic.
Yeah.
You can't have an ace. They're all on
You
the
can't
board.
have an ace. There's 2 on the board.
Say
I mean,
kicker. Sounds like
Technically, you could, and you do.
It's
but
just less likely. I'm playing the numbers.
I really wish you didn't.
It would have worked out much better for me if you didn't have the ace.
Why you shit me?
But I was just, doing the old, I'm going to represent the hand that you have.
Let me stay in the hotel.
Now, the last 10 hands or so seem to be running smoother. Combination of Heidi slowing down
5
and
folds, 7 folds.
what's his name? John. Yeah,
8
John
folds,
catching up.
9 folds, 10 folds, 2 folds.
It's a learning process, and like I've said so many times this weekend, that's why we stream on day ones. We learn how to do this. We work out the bugs. We get practice when it's level 5 instead of waiting until the final table when all the money is on the line and it really matters. Joel flops a king, Graham flops a jack, and here's where I say, I'm not going to believe you. I've got second pair. Let me float once and let's see.
Let's see if you're still committed on the turn. And he's going to be.
He is, and now I fold to Chad specifically in this situation. He's been playing pretty straightforward.
I would agree.
You know, I don't put him on a guy trying to get tricky. Maybe he does, and that's just a bad read on my part. But
No, I can get on board with that. He picked up a couple nice pots. He's kind of comfortable.
Graham's not a believer. He's like, do you really have a king? I don't believe you.
Check, check.
Okay, check, check.
Yeah, he wanted to make sure he saw it. He was proud of his hand.
He's like, look, I called you a third pair.
Look at
I couldn't beat anything. The ace, the king, the 4. I couldn't beat anything, and I still called you. Now what? Don't try bluffing me. I will personally do that especially if I bluff somebody. Like a lot of people are embarrassed to show their bluffs. I show my bluff. So, you know, I'm losing the pot. I might as well get something out of it. So let me get some advertising so you think I'm bluffing now.
all the time. I'm always
And then I won't bluff for the next hour. But I want some advertising since I lost a pot. Let me get something out of this value.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, I'm ready for another frozen Michelob. What are you drinking?
Nothing has
Nothing.
yet.
Nothing. Are we starting the random whiskeys, or do you want a liquid ice?
Man, you gonna light the fire? Yeah, why don't you have him pour a little bit of Crown in the glass with some ice? We'll see where that takes us.
10 folds.
All right.
Where do you guys
2 raises to 2,200. 3 folds. 4 folds.
you play Fargo?
5 folds.
Oh, they do have Lake Star. Oh, awesome. Especially Minnesota, yeah.
What?
But this. And even like the hard, everything's been open and fun for like a year. We haven't played since August. There hasn't been any leagues.
Eight raises to 2,400. 9 folds.
I'm pretty sure that's a bad idea. C3, can you put your cards in?
Take your cards out of the box and then put them back in the purse.
Is that a mug?
10 folds. 2 folds. 3 folds.
Very clever, yeah.
2,400.
Yeah.
Bean, it was dealer induced. Nah. 4 calls. 5 folds.
No one gets it.
Seven calls. 3 players.
3 entries. Registration's still open for.
58 minutes.
7 checks.
Is it a whole hour? Yeah, look at that.
Still time for you to get in there. You want to? I can
I'm
see
tempted.
it.
I really do. We have Russell with the ace queen, Chad with the ace 5, Joel's got the 10. A 5 will be devastating for Joel.
Now they're getting livened up out there a little bit.
Survivor jumped up, got going.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
And they immediately started with a round of shots.
We're in the wrong room.
Yeah.
We might be broadcasting the wrong table.
That's.
But we certainly can't put them on this table, not with the shots.
7 poles.
We're just asking for problems.
See back there in the back corner, you can see there's a Survivor table.
We'll get there.
The floor is lit with drinks.
Yep, shrapnel.
I was there.
Aggression frequency, Chad, up on top. That's because he's had the hands. So I'm not saying he's played badly,
No.
but he's had great hands. Out of the last 42 hands, he's had the most good hands, and it shows up in his raising. So he's got Jay Johnson with him at 21%.
Reflects this VPIP too, right, Chad?
Yeah. The voluntarily putting it in pre-flop. Let's take a quick glance at that one. Chad's way up at the top, 46. So he's, again, it speaks to a recreational player. Like, let's see a flop, let's see a flop, let's see a flop. But then we also have this stat where his winning, he's up 83,000 since sitting down.
Which is the most important stat.
Boom. That's the only stat that matters, honestly.
Folds.
Joel picking up another big
Joel with
ace.
the ace king.
His
5
wife does not also have ace kings.
I want to see Nikki 3-bet him.
Just get
Just
after
one
it.
time.
And then show it. Gotta wait until he's a little weaker than ace king.
7 raises to 33.
I was streaming in Houston a couple weeks ago, and it was a husband-wife team going to be on the feature table. So she texts out, she shared my post like these guys are going to be on the feature table next, like everybody. And she says, "Hey, everybody wonders who's better. Come watch." He gets aces. She gets ace king. She raises. He 3-bets. She 4-bets. He 5-bets shoves. She snaps him off with ace king and busts. And she was so hot. She was like, I thought he was making a move, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Out of the fifth deck.
Heidi?
I'm not.
Okay. You have so many chips you can just walk around? I have
Getting ready to
lots
bust
of chips.
because we were talking about who's going to be commentary, and I said, well, if I bust, I'm going back there because I can be myself now because it's after dark. And they said, okay, we're going to call it Heidi After Dark. And so I'm really excited to bust
Oh
now.
boy.
Here's, well, get out there and get some chips in the middle.
Is that, do we have the
Y'all are
right?
doing a great job, by the way.
Thank you. Heidi After Dark. Let's do it.
Man,
I'll be back in 6 minutes.
All right, you heard it here first. Heidi After Dark when
might
she
get
busts
shut down. I
out.
don't know if we have the appropriate rating for that show.
We might have to, she might get round penalties. I know
Some sort of
somebody else.
disclaimer we might have to throw up.
Yes, I might have to change my ratings to. I do have, because of the gambling and poker aspect, I do have adult content. But there was a rating I could check for adult content or suitable for children. I think I did not check adult. I did check not suitable for children, where it really is for the most part, but because of the gambling,
Yeah, you don't want to get caught. in some sort of
I'm like, hey, don't let your kids watch it. That's all I can say.
There's Nikki looking to do something with 7-5 of diamonds.
I like it.
The big blind. They don't mind that.
I love 5-7. Side bet she wins this hand. Whatever you want, I'll give you odds.
Good lord, that's a second one now. Your guy caught the 9-9 last time.
Yes, I like the Jack 9 suited. Oh, he's just got trips.
Russell leaves at it for her.
Just call here,
spring
right?
it? And I don't
Just
think
call.
you do. I call, but
I just call.
you might be spring. It's getting some.
9 raises
there a blue
to
one in there or not?
8,700.
87.
Yep, she put in a raise.
So she threw an extra 5K. She's not going to get any action. Oh, I can never hate being aggressive,
8 folds.
but when you've got a fish on the line, let them nibble.
Yeah, I mean, I've
Corey.
physically looked at a guy before when when I'm betting and I got absolutely nothing, and then all of a sudden they want to take the steering wheel from me on the turn. Like, you didn't want me to drive? Like, I was in
Main
the
tournament lines up 500, 1,000,
rip the wheel out of my hand with
500,
five.
1,000, 1,000. Last 30 minutes of registration for the tournament.
And it might be a product of, sometimes you see enough 4 diamond boards,
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
I can't stomach another 4 flush.
And like when Chad ripped it in 50K with his nut straight and gets called,
Yeah.
it might have been something like that where maybe he flops a set.
Go figure, pocket tens.
Weird.
3 calls, 4 folds.
Taryn with the Queen Jack suited, I predict a call. Queen Jack suited is just too pretty to fold.
4
It's
folds,
only 1,000.
5 folded,
Graham just called, okay.
7
So
folded,
set the table for
8
someone to
folded,
come along.
Graham just called.
9 calls, 10 checks.
Interesting.
I think I said that.
Interesting, Graham.
Yeah, I don't. See,
It's a horrible
I
flop.
hate you don't know where you're at. You hate your hand.
Now, and I love Tara betting
10 bets.
and smiling. I'm folding King's face up with that smile
Yeah,
after she bet.
yeah, no thanks, I'm out.
3 folds,
Yes. He lost the minimum.
9 folds.
Listen, if you're not going to raise with 10s pre-flop,
Yeah, and
the
that flop comes out, you just get away from it, and you just pat yourself on the back that you lost the minimum. Because like I was predicting, had he, let's say he went 2,500, Queen Jack suited, she calls, and then she outflops him. So he really did save money on that situation.
yeah, you can only compound problems when you start.
I mean, that's hindsight 2020 with the knowing the whole cards.
Game's
I
easy.
raised pre-flop under the gun with 10s.
As do I. Just talking to advantage.
Unless he's thinking this is a pretty straightforward table, I really don't want to get out of line with 2 10s. Let's see if I can flop something in 10s.
What's he sitting on for chips?
He's got 30,000.
3 calls,
5-1.
Yes, blinds just went up, so he's got 30 big blinds.
Joe with another big hand. Nope.
Yep, Joe's got the king, and you got to raise it more because you've got 2 limpers in the top. 7,000, 4,500 is off.
9 folds,
I would have wanted a bigger.
Somewhere in the,
I would have 6.
2.5x plus another big blind for everyone that limps, right? Somewhere, it's going to get you in the ballpark.
4 folds,
And that little raise did the trick anyway. Because they didn't really have, they were limping with nothing. Whereas if they had a hand,
Yeah, I
you want to punish them.
the interesting storyline as the rest of the night plays out is where does Chad end up at the end of this night? He's sitting on 105,000 chips. I'm curious to see if that 105,000 is 200 or if we don't bag something or do we just bleed off 20, 30K and bag 70. I'm interested to see where that goes.
This is, we've still got a lot of play.
A lot of play left.
Four calls, 5 folds,
We can check off that he's not going to bleed him off slowly because he's getting involved with Jack 9.
8
He's
calls,
just making a call, so
9
it's nothing
folds,
too outrageous. But if he was really locking her up, he's not playing Jack 9.
He's definitely not doing lockdown poker right now.
folds, 3 checks.
He's under the gun with Jack 9 limping.
You would approve a lot more if he was suited.
Yeah. I don't hate the Jack 9. Jack 10 is better. When you're in here for that conversation. Oh, the Jack 10 is better. Well, thank you.
Yeah. Turns out it's better by about.
And the 2 6s, that's a great flop for him. Jay's gonna. It's about the best flop you can ask for when you're holding 2 6s.
That doesn't have a 6 on it. He can continue.
Bigger than.
Taryn needs to sneak away and get on her phone and send that text.
Yeah,
Get her ahead.
hey, I need Queens is something. Do you know Joe? I guess he's twins with Joe and Jay or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know them.
Joe and Jim, something
Yeah,
like that.
we've talked a few times.
Seven folds,
Seems like a couple
8 folds,
good dudes.
9 folds,
We were,
That was my read.
yeah,
10
yeah, super
folds,
chill.
I like his brother's mustache.
2
It's
folds,
fantastic.
He's got some grill cream going on in there.
He does.
3 folds,
And a bar.
A little bit of envy there. I don't think
4 checks.
I could not. I would look like, who is it, Dash? Snidely Whiplash?
4
If I tried
checks.
that.
Yeah.
10 bets 3,000.
Look at this. Taryn with the just a naked ace, 10-0. Bets when check to her. You know, I would have, to be stereotypical, I would have said, oh, young girl, here with her boyfriend, playing for fun. But she's playing well. I mean, like the one mistake, if you call it a mistake, was not 3-betting kings and then folding when an ace hit. But that's I can't even call that a mistake. You know how happy are you with 2 kings when an ace hits and
Yeah,
somebody
you-
bets at you?
You just kind of assume
You
that.
just go, okay, I'm out.
Kind of assume that the boyfriend was the one that was into poker. Maybe she has a little bit less table time, but yeah.
Yeah, but no, she's playing well.
Couldn't tell it there.
9 calls.
And
10
Nikki.
folds,
Nikki finds the ace 10.
2 folds.
And Nikki's a player. I've played with her down at Mike Lovelace's home games.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I first met
3
Joel and
calls.
Nikki.
She's a super nice,
4
super nice
calls.
lady.
5 checks.
Yeah, she'll hold her own though. You certainly don't want to go with any preconceived ideas because she'll stick it to
All right,
4
a
checks.
set of
5
nines,
checks.
open ender, and flopped
9
it.
checks.
The 10-7, the big blind flops it. He's going to get paid.
And the G ball with the chapstick.
Yeah, oh, wow.
I don't mean he's not getting. Actually, that's 1,000.
5 raises
Do you
to
stick 1,000 on there to
3,500.
try to draw to a
9
G ball
folds.
when you still don't have the nuts, even if you
Oh,
have it?
Nikki folded her open ender. Okay. To a bet and a raise. Okay, I fold my open ender to a bet and a raise, especially with 2 clubs on there, because then you're drawing to 3 cards, hopefully.
Joe's raising.
Graham.
Raises to 8,500.
Wow, look at that. And Joe's like, wait, what? I just flopped the straight. Do you really
No, I
have the
was-
10 queen?
You don't understand. I was just trying to.
He's got
find a way to,
4K left. He's gonna get all in right now.
He was trying to figure out how he's gonna get called, and then he got re-raised. He's like, wait a minute.
And now Graham's going, wait.
visibly with the eyebrows, like
Both
what?
of them. Both of them are surprised.
There's
they're
other
getting-
players at the table going, man, I actually had a hand too. What are these guys?
Yeah. And now she's going, I'm glad
This
I
all
got
gets
on.
in, right?
Yeah, he has to call.
16.8.
He has to call.
Actually, it's even less
Even-
because Joe's all in for 7.6.
Even if he flopped a straight, you have outs for the boat. The only thing you're behind is Jack. And Jack raises pre-flop.
Yeah, that's the only hand that you really aren't getting right.
I mean, even if he has 10 queen of clubs, flopped a straight with a flush draw, your boat still beats both those.
Yeah, the 10-7 offsuit, you could probably turn that hand over and show it to you, and you probably still have to make the call of hands.
It's, you know,
What's that?
I mean, we can see it's 37%. There's 20 in the pot. He's got to call 7. That's almost math. I mean, that's just like what you have
Yep.
to do. Like, well, geez, I don't know what's taking so long.
He is thinking about it, though.
He never folds. I'll bet you whatever you want he calls. He puts the pieces together, does the math, and still calls.
I think it's one of those spots where you know you're
You
calling,
hate it.
but
Yeah.
you want to make sure you're like,
Did I
well, you
miss
could have 10-7, so then if you're right, you
calls.
still look good.
Yeah.
We're just kidding.
Yeah.
Right, he's another-
And he nods like, of course you have a straight, but I've got outs. All right, we got the ace, the jack, the 8, the 9.
faded it. It's fine.
Doesn't get it. The club does come home. Nobody had the flush draw. But,
Joe's going to double up.
Corey.
and
That's gonna
he's
knock
up to
Graham.
20K. Graham's down to 17K,
So it takes a little hit.
18K. And it was, the chip stacks were such that the hand was going to go all in and call. regardless of who did it, all the chips were getting in on that flop.
It's on seat 4. It is on seat
It's
4.
on seat 4 now.
Now,
They're both 100
you know what though?
blinds
So it shows Graham out, or we show Graham as having chips, but Graham left the table with no chips. So A, Joe had more chips than we thought, or B, Graham had less chips than we thought. Yeah, it could have been both. So it looks like Graham is out. Graham is out. I'm going to delete him right now. Whoops. Delete Graham. Okay. All right.
Which maybe, I mean, the little bit of thought that he gave it makes a little more sense
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
What we were seeing, it was for about half of his stack.
Yeah, and we were like, that was an easy call. What's taking so long? But it was actually, I'm out if I'm
It's
wrong.
his tournament life.
Yeah, that
Still a call.
it's still a call.
But it just,
Definitely.
it just
But
makes a
now,
little more sense.
now this is for my life. Now do I call with my life on the
Just need
line?
to think it through. And
Yeah, you still do, but
Same conclusion.
8, 9, 10, 2 full.
There's a whole mess of raggedy hands here.
see, right here, Heidi didn't say anything. It comes back.
4 full.
What just happened? Did he rebuy?
That could be.
He did rebuy.
Because they're not stacked. He just dumped a bag.
He just dumped out a bag, so
Okay.
he's got.
Okay. We both looked at each other like, whoa.
Yeah, whoa, he's back. I just deleted him. My
From
bad.
the dead.
Okay, where are we at? You're number 4?
And John's like, damn it.
You're in the next round.
Why'd you delete that?
Question is, if you have
So that hand's over.
What is that?
Yeah, here, I'm going to hit misdeal. Go.
Nah, it really is
Here.
He didn't even have it.
Yeah. So we've got, this is moving over, that's moving over, that's moving over. Graham.
9
All right, I got to give Graham 25,000 chips.
10 folds.
You would appreciate that.
Graham. Quit! Quit touching this. He needs his chips. Hold on a second.
I was going to put his name in foot now.
2 was 2,200. Three folds. 4 folds. 5 folds.
Yeah, I was trying to type it in, but he kept going, go. And I was like, no, let me type it in.
7 calls.
7 calls.
8 calls. 7, that's 3,800. 8 volts. 2 raises to 10,800. 7 volts.
Yes. You were like going like, oh yeah, he's got chips. He's got a hand and he calls.
There's good on it.
It'll mess everything up.
There was this time 17 years ago, I had
10 folds.
Get them all straightened out.
Yeah, that was just a case where John wanted to catch up with the action, but he couldn't because Graham was in the hand, and he was like, "Well, I'll put him in later. I gotta go." Well, you have to put him in the hand first. Luckily, Graham folded, so it didn't matter that he wasn't in the computer. But that was just a case of John wanting to. The hand's going. I'll put that in when after this.
He waits for nobody. You don't understand.
We got the clock running. I didn't see what happened, but last hand I saw Joel raised and then got re-raised, and so he just folded the flop. Was he just making a move with nothing? Yeah, that's good. I mean, I that's fine. Now Chad's got the open ender. See, Chad hijack limbs with 4 or 5 off. That's recreational player. That's fine. I'm
Want to see that? Want to see the flop? But then I like the bet. I like the bet.
yeah, for sure. Open ender.
Once you've taken that line.
Joe's got 2 overs.
5 raises to
Ooh.
17,000.
Really? He's gonna get brave. Raises
more
it to
chips in there.
17,000. Is that
17.
right?
17,000 off
He's got 200 left. Oh, you know what? We're wrong. He's got a ton of chips left because we were out. He's got an extra 20, 30.
4 goes all in.
Yeah, he's got a lot of chips. Oh! Chad just shoves with his open ender, and he's going to pick up 17,000 chips.
He has to, right? Yeah, because he's got 90. Yeah, you can't. I mean, this is your life.
Yeah, because
And you've
we
got-
know Chad has 100,000.
Yeah.
5 pulls.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. I'm going to tell John to update Chad's, or excuse me,
Joe's. Yep.
Joe, what tips do you have? Joe. Me?
So
Wow, what a move.
chapter 1 of the what direction is Chad's chip stack going to go? Has been written. And apparently, it's going to go up to 123,000 at least temporarily.
At least for now.
See where it goes.
That
36-7.
was not a play I expected from a quote-unquote recreational
Yeah.
player. I like the lead out with the open ender, and then you just go, okay, I give up.
Maybe he's playing possum. Maybe he knew what a big blind Andy was the whole time.
Maybe he's
He just fish on. Just reel the ball in.
yes. He's like, big blind Danny, what's that about?
I reckon we should play some cards, huh? No? Just comes in and just rips in the
Yeah.
open ender.
Folds. 3 folds.
That's the spot. Like I said, you get 100,000 in chips. You
I'm
either-
a fan of Chad.
yeah.
Let's
4
go.
calls. 4 calls. 5
And
folds.
after this hand, we're gonna get an update for Joe. We show him with 200 chips left. He's got probably 30 something, 40. He's got a stack of 5K chips.
7
He's got,
raises to 41. 8 folds. 9 folds.
Yeah, he's not done fighting. He's got some fight.
No, and that's I didn't want to say it.
10
when I was like,
folds.
oh, he's only got 17K. I expected more from him. But
What do you think of the Fenn there in the big
4
blind,
folds.
the turn, Queen Jack?
I'm telling you, Queen Jack is pretty. We're not gonna fold face cards.
If along on Broadway, you're gonna take him to a flop.
10 checks.
Chad's got so many chips. You can go take a little break. A walkabout.
Yeah. Go look around, see if anybody else has chips.
What?
No, just me.
Turns out I got them all.
7, that's 5,600.
Yes. Taryn needs a queen. There's 3 left in the deck. They're all live. She's gonna call. That's gonna slow Joel down. Because now what do you do?
Those alarm bells going off. I mean,
Her
10
Spidey
calls.
senses, yeah, you didn't hit that. And it's a jack. Oh, that's going to be bad for Taryn.
10 check.
Oh, she's only got 10K left. He's going to bet. She's going to call or rip it in. I saw her raise before. My prediction, she
7
goes broke
bets,
this one.
10,000.
oh man.
I mean,
Now
without
you're
hit-
getting brave.
No, without hitting 3 outs, he's betting 10, and it's all getting in.
10 goes
She's got
all
3
in.
outs, and that's what happens.
Yeah, so.
When you have Queen Jack against Ace Jack and you hit your Jack,
Well, I think.
next hand,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Drop the table. Good.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I think the mistake happened on the flop, right? He makes a bet. He bets 5,600, which is a third of your stack.
She can fold.
You have 2 overcards.
Yeah.
They're probably finding the muck just because.
Yeah.
With that
You
stack
defend it
size.
pre-flop. I don't hate to defend pre-flop,
But you
but
missed
then
Missed. You shut it
you
down.
know you miss. We're done. All right, let's see what Joe goes to. It shows 200 on the computer.
Less than one bag.
25,000, Corey?
Corey, we just lost one.
Actually, they're at 6. So
Yeah, I think that hand finds the muck. I don't mind getting chips in with Queen Jack, but I don't want to be the one putting them in and not calling them off.
Seat 1 and 10. Take out.
Hold on, Emily. No, I don't want to. Nobody want to play anymore now.
Well, 39.
No.
30. Put 39,000. Hit back. Yeah. It shows him with 200. Put 39,000. That's what I was yelling.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Joel.
No. And then okay. Do we have new players for this hand or no?
No, they canceled it.
Okay, perfect. All right, we're good.
Kinda.
Seat 3 folds.
Yeah.
There we got our card back. Russell with 9s.
Seat 5 calls.
Nikki Smith, King Queen might find a call.
Huh?
I said update Joe's chip stack, and he thought I said Joel's chip stack because he knows who Joel is. So he looked over and updated Joel from 57 to 57.7 or whatever he had. I don't know.
Jesus, we're off by 7.
He's like, okay, sorry. But Joe actually had, I said, 35, 40. He had 39. So. Which makes Chad's shove. He wasn't risking 17. He was risking, 50.
Yeah, that's a big play. I don't know if I find that move. Man, someone bows their neck and makes a stand there, and you still have an open ender, but
7 folds.
you're not ahead of anything. Joel making the call for 14.9. Is there action correct? If it is, that.
Does it look like he's got 15K out there? He does. He's got blue chips out there.
Yeah.
I don't know how the action went. I didn't see that because my phone was ringing. I need to block him.
You stalker.
He's. Look at that. He had. I know.
Just had to make me sweat.
So Emily is in seat 1.
I just told him I blocked you. I can't talk. Quit calling me.
Alright, big blind, please.
Yeah, I'm interested in what happened there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. What made him decide to put 15,000 in pre-flop with ace 5?
Yeah, a little out of character for him. Unless he's still feeling the pain about getting Chad ripping in on him with the open ender, but I think he's a better player than that he's not going to let that affect him.
There's 4 raises to 36, 5, 7, and 9 fold. Two fold, 3 fold.
Everybody's going to find a fold. Chad's going to pick up some more chips because that's what Chad does.
You don't win 20. Huh? 22. Remember that next time. If you want to play.
Yep, they can be.
Always happy to.
Yep, they can be overlapping. That's actually how they put their system on top of each other.
Josh, how long is the next break?
5 folds.
Emily picking up pocket queens. Emily must be new to the table. She must be.
15 minutes. 5 folds, 7 folds, each raises to 35.
Nice.
9 folds.
Gets out of the way. There's Emily. Back around to Emily. She's gonna make a razor with queens. Try and build a pot.
C1 raises to 9,000. 2
Main
folds,
tournament.
3
We have
folds,
5 minutes left in this
4
round.
folds.
5 minutes left to re-enter if you bust. Registration will be closed. We are at 206 entries. And it's looking likely we'll be paying 15, top 15, and first place will be 7,500.
Thank you.
We had 134 unique entries.
Yeah, no, I was agreeing.
I just hate getting. I just hate getting into a hand like my first hand here. You know what I mean? Like, okay, well I have queens. Just letting you guys know.
I don't hate that more.
No, not more than anything, but like a lot of things.
Wow, Mickey's.
Also,
7 folds.
also I don't bet unless I have it. Just so you guys know, the other table knew, but.
And Jay with ace king suited.
9 raises to 38.
Yeah. Mickey's got 32,000. Jay's got 45,000.
In the hijack.
I expect a 3-bet from Jay. He's looking at her. He's got ace king. If he knows her, he knows she's.
Okay, so I thought it was this guy, and I was like, think about that. Why would I be the guy?
2 raises to 10,000.
Yeah.
3 folds, 4
As much as I love ace king against Nicky, it's just a drawing hand. I'm gonna call and oh no, he did 3-bet to 10K.
What do we do here, Nick? Nick, you
Let's
got
get in. 30K.
9 goes all
about
in.
16-3.
Yep. Let's go.
102x.
Now he hates that. That's why I called. I thought he called and I went, yes, that's what I would do against Nicky. Now he's out in 10Ks. That's why you call, see a flop, let it go. Specifically in this situation. Anybody else at 3-bet?
I think you can make a case you have to call there after you
Put in
make the raise.
10K, let's get 20 more in. Yeah.
If you're not going to call that jam, then don't make that raise.
Right.
Just put
Yeah,
yourself
you have
in
to have a
that spot.
plan. What happens when she shoves her, you know?
I don't mind folding ace king. If you're going to do it,
But don't put in 10K first.
Table ready to move.
You know, let's call for the flop when you don't hit.
pretty hand. Ace king suited.
Yeah. He's flipping against any hand except for ace, ace, and king, king.
Which are definitely in a range there, but
And that's
game's easy when you can see the cards.
8 folds, 9 folds,
really is.
1 fold.
I actually had a huge hand playing at the Venetian in
2 folds,
2 years
3
ago,
folds,
where
4 folds,
I was
5 folds,
in the small blind with ace king, and
7 checks.
there was a raise and 2 calls, and I was just like, I'm just going to call. And the flop comes out ace high, and I check, and the big blind rips it in, and everybody folds, and I'm like, and I just call, and he flips over ace queen. And I'm like, oh, yes, I'm
Just
right,
what I
you
meant
know?
to do.
I mean, but
5 folds,
8-6 for an open ender with Joe. Bad thing. 1 minute left. Probably one hand. 5-1-1, and then we'll come back from break at 6-12-12.
12-12. V-pip, Chad up at the top,
Man.
Nikki down to the bottom.
At one point we said that was a result of the cards he was getting.
But now he's-
and then he showed us that he doesn't need to have the cards.
You know, he's ripping again, 100K. Risking half a stack with open ender.
Grab a rack.
Yeah, I think we found ourselves in good favor.
Oh,
See if
we need to
can't
go
get
find a
it.
new table.
Except 7, 8, and 9 or 6.
Oh, the switch. I got you.
hold on. Alright, 9 folds. 1 fold.
You never really feel him on your back, but it's okay because he has other stuff going on. You
Three
understand.
folds. 4 and 5 folds. 7 folds. 8 checks.
All right, main tournament. Break time. Everybody, 15-minute break.
7 checks.
Table 2 is going to be going to the feature table if you can wait just a couple
Oh, I see how it is. They're done with us here.
seconds.
You're going to this table is set. Yep, if you guys can just wait.
2,000 for 7.
7 bets 2,000. 8 goes to 6,000. 7 calls. Seven checks, 8 checks. Alright, so you guys are going to you're going back to your table, same exact seat. If you are going into seat 8, yep, you're going into seat 8. You're going into seat 7, and you are going into seat 6. Yep, sorry for all the confusion.
No, that was tough. That was tough for us.
It's entertaining. No. Just remember that you are the button, please.
Heidi, you gonna be here yet?
Yes.
All right.
How are you doing, Jerome?
Okay, they're kind of beating me.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's already got me. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, you went around, so I was helping out. There you go.
Jerome, were you seat 9 or seat 8? Oh, we have. Over there. You're seat 9 over there?
Yeah.
You were like right here?
Yeah.
Okay, yep, yep. So you are somewhere else.
Okay.
I will get 4. Okay, so no electronics, no beer.
But you can't get mad and then I can't slow down.
Yeah, it might be. I know you can say that. I think last you'll say and you'll say 4. Yeah.
I know, but
Yeah,
you know,
I don't.
I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I know you can. And I really can't say it.
We will have.
But one thing and I'm not saying that this is but I noticed like yesterday, if I ever had too many extra spaces, especially if I knew that Eric was back there and he was trying to